Today is the last day of the year, and thank God I don't need to be dealing with this ever again. Yeah, hello everyone, Mega Man NG here, and this is the end of 2016 channel update. Basically, it's the last day of the year, and with it, the last update of the year. So basically, in other words, yeah, like I said, this is not the best way to start this, but what can you do, especially with how everything 2016 has been? So, I do have a lot to say here, so listen up. Yeah, it's just really messy. 2016 has been without a doubt bad, and it doesn't help that we have to contend with all the BS that's happening. Will 2017 be better? Who knows, but I'd rather take the time to be in retrospect about how this year went. So, first up, 2016 in retrospect. And I'm talking about before and after the supposed incident. So, in January, I did the post-game for Xenoblade Chronicles X as well as Gravity Rush Remastered. Let's face it, Xenoblade Chronicles X was a fun game. It came out in 2015 December. I was able to beat it, but I never beaten it completely because there was the post-game too. And the post-game was just like last bit of missions, and that was it. Gravity Rush Remastered, however, yeah. Seeing Gravity Rush from a Vita game to a PS4 game with all the DLC is just satisfying. I had to import my copy just to make sure I get it and play it, and it's satisfying. Fortunately, it had like English text, so it made it easier for me. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I think it kind of got me hyped since Gravity Rush 2 was going to be announced and confirmed it did because it's coming out next month. Next came February, and February was the time when I wanted to get myself more involved with game developers, publishers, etc. So hopefully I was like starting to do reviews. And there were like in the first game I ever did a review for was Lego Marvel's Avengers. I didn't really do all of it because there's still some DLC I need to do. The last video I ever did was the Ant-Man one that was like months later. So I provided my review. I hope that it was enough, and it sort of inspired me to do more of it. And I also did like a lot of others, like the Smash 4 DLC, as in the last of the DLC, like Corn and Bayonetta. It was a fun way to end it, and it was a very appropriate one too. Then came Street Fighter V, and for all intents and purposes, yeah, that game was a letdown. Even at $60, because I paid full price for it, and it came pretty empty. Made worse was that I ended up paying the season pass later to get access to the other characters. Yeah, not a fun way to start it. And then was Project Cross Zone 2, and I was hyped for that. Same for Fire Emblem Fates, except Fire Emblem Fates was going to be one playthrough that was going to last me months, and I mean a lot of months, as you'll see. Not to mention Mortal Kombat XL with the 4 characters, Triborg, Boraicho, Alien, and Leatherface. They were fun, they were bloody, they were good, and they were satisfying, and people were happy I did it. That made me feel good. Now comes March, and March was around the month I officially became a Nintendo brand ambassador. It was glorious, meaning now I can review Nintendo games, and I still gotta do some. So March was like my start, and my start was with Pokken Tournament. And Pokken Tournament, believe it or not, it's actually pretty fun. And I've been hearing a lot of very good things about it, and it actually did a lot better than Street Fighter V. When a game like this did better than a well-respected franchise, wow, all I can say is wow. I also did a brand new game, Hyrule Warriors Legends, which is basically a 3DS version of Hyrule Warriors, but for what it's worth, it was actually pretty nice. I loved it. And I was doing Fire Emblem Fates and Project Cross Zone 2. I was like doing the Birthright route, and Birthright route was just easy. It was just basically the easy mode for newcomers, and it was pretty straightforward at best. Project Cross Zone 2, it was hectic. Then came April, and then came the good and the bad stuff. The good stuff was Star Fox Zero, and I'll explain about that in a bit. Star Fox Zero was an okay idea, but I felt it could have been a lot better. The Force motion controls didn't help matters, it just did not. Hyrule Warriors Legends, that's when I finished it and was able to put an end to it. Not to mention, it was around the time my 3DS capture board was having issues, so I had to send it in for repairs. Fortunately, it's fixed and I haven't had any problems since. Then came Ratchet & Clank for the PS4, and oh my god, I love the game so much, it's insane. I really love it a lot. I really do love Ratchet & Clank on the reboot. Sure, the movie was a bit of a disappointment, but the game more than made up for it, and the game was refined. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It was perfect. Then also came the tragedy when my YouTube channel was taken down by Arc System Works on April 11th. I wasted like 11 hours just trying to get it back, and I had no choice but to delete all the BlazBlue videos that I did, even the ones when I did Chrono Phantasma with commentary in 2014. It was horrible, but at the same time I was like saying, screw it, they don't want it, they're gonna get it. So I decided to no longer do Arc System Works games. They can go to heck, especially to the person behind it, Tasaki Tanaka. I don't care if I end up getting blacklisted for it. I'm just saying it right here. I no longer am doing their games, and a lot of other YouTubers who did BlazBlue content are doing the same thing. And it's a dark moment because this was the year, or rather, this was the starting point when my YouTube channel slowly started going downhill. And I mean that in a big way because, to be fair, BlazBlue did seem to help my channel up a bit, aside from Kingdom Hearts and the like, but when it happened, it just hurt. It just hurt because a channel that I spent most of my life on gets taken away due to some Japanese company saying that you're doing story mode and you're gonna get banned for it. It's stupid, and it shows they don't care. Anyone who posts story mode, they get taken down. They're so childish, immature, and it's just a really bad taste in my mouth. It really was. It was just that. It was just horrible. It was upsetting, and I'm happy I did get my channel back, but the damage was done. The damage was absolutely done. Done, finito, I'm never doing it again, screw them. Now comes May, and that was when the month, things were starting to get a bit bad, but I did finish up a few games. Project Cross Zone 2 especially how it ended, it was just insane. Like I mentioned already, the final video, the finale for the whole thing was a 2.5 hour video. I never done this before because with my new laptop with Windows 10, I was able to get the video in 8.5 hours. That's insane. It really is truthfully insane that I'm able to pull it off. But at the same time, it sort of gave me a bit of idea that I could do this for like very longer videos and it saves up the rendering time a lot faster. I also finished Fire Emblem Fates Birthright, and even though it was like a bit easy, it only prepped me for what's to come because I started Fire Emblem Fates Conquest, and Conquest was utter hell. I also did another playthrough, which was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants in Manhattan. Now, I know what you're thinking. A game like that, it had TMNT, and it was developed by Platinum Games and published by Activision. The result was an absolute letdown, and I still regret buying it. I paid for it $50 digitally. Had I got it physically, though, physically would have been a bit better. Because after I beat it, I just trade it in, get store credit, and be done with it. But no. Since I bought it digitally, it's stuck there forever, and I can't even get my money back. I even mentioned that in my review for the game, which is upsetting. Now comes June, and a lot of other playthroughs were coming in. Like, I was continuing Fire Emblem Fates Conquest, but I was also doing new games along with it, like Steam World Heist, Kirby Planet Robobot, Mighty No. 9, and the story mode for Street Fighter V, A Shadow Falls. To be fair, the Shadow Falls story mode is pretty good. It was alright for a 4-hour thing, and it did help out a lot since Street Fighter V came out empty. And it still feels incomplete because even though you're now in Season 2, you still haven't satisfied the casual base. It was only released for the competitive side, and even though it succeeded for the competitive side, everything else was just not. I just only wish they'd bring in an arcade mode and the like, and then maybe, just maybe, things could get better. Who knows? Who really knows for certain? Because honestly, it's just sad. And speaking of which, Mighty No. 9, 4 years, $4 million, equals one of the most disappointing and horrible games I've ever played. I actually got this from a friend because Deep Silver was going to send me a review copy. Once I hit 25,000 subscribers when it would come out, they never did. They never did, and I was more than happy to express my negativity toward that game. That game was bad. And it had potential, but unfortunately, that potential doesn't mean a damn thing. As for Kirby Planet Robobot, loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. If you haven't bought it, make sure you do so. My review for it is proof of that. Then summer came about and a lot of new games were coming in, as well as finishing up old projects to make room for new ones. One of them being Song of the Deep, and surprisingly, parts of my Song of the Deep playthrough actually did pretty well. I was surprised because this was actually a pretty different game. I liked it, and now it's cheap. You can get your hands on it if you're lucky, but I still gotta provide my review. And even though it has some issues, mind you, it's still pretty fun and pretty vibrant and colorful. The design is just beautiful. I finished Fire Emblem Fates Conquest, which was a pain in the butt to do, and then I moved on to Fire Emblem Fates Revelation, the third campaign. And Revelation wasn't going to be easy, trust me. It was going to be a balance. And there was also another game I did, Monster Hunter Generations. But I know what you guys are thinking about that. I'll be explaining it in the August, and I know people want me to continue doing Monster Hunter Generations. And yeah, the only reason why I stopped uploading it after a while, because I was overlocked with a lot of other projects, plus interest for it just sort of died down. Monster Hunter Generations is more fun when you play with friends, but when you play by yourself, it can be kind of a bore. It can be boring, but it's still pretty fun. It's still one of the best I've ever played, and I don't regret buying it. Trust me, I still have my copy. Mostly because I enjoyed Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. And I will be continuing Monster Hunter Generations, hopefully in 2017, who knows. Then came August, and I finished up Fire Emblem Fates Revelation. I did do Monster Hunter Generation, but I had to put it on the back burner for a little while for obvious reasons. Because I had to start a playthrough that turned out to be a massive disappointment. Metroid Prime Federation Force. This game was meant to be Metroid's 30th anniversary. It turned out to be a massive letdown. And that letdown is justified. Made no better by the fact that you don't play as Samus Aran. You don't. You play as a Federation trooper. And the negative dislikes that had for all the stuff relating to Federation Force, that is justified. And it's more justified considering that Federation Force bombed. It bombed in the US, it bombed in Europe, and it bombed in Japan. I don't know what Nintendo was thinking when they had to come up with a game like that. But what I can say is that the future of it is very uncertain. Same for Star Fox Zero, but I'm going to be explaining that later. I also started doing Azure Striker Gunvolt to prepare for, I believe, the sequel that I will be doing later on. Now, September was a bit of a rut, but that rut went out the window and went into full-on success with Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. I'll say it here, it's a lot better than Dual Destinies. Way better, especially with how the story is. The story is much more streamlined, much more contained, much better. The characters are much better, the music's better, and September was just Ace Attorney month. And things went well, but then things sort of slowly died off because after beating the game, it went down. It doesn't really matter though, because if you missed out on Spirit of Justice, all the parts of Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice are there. They are there for your viewing pleasure, and if I had one big regret, one thing that I should have done that made it better was to rely on dual screen, because that to me was my biggest problem. A lot of people complained that I didn't do dual screen. I thought it would be easier for me to just have one screen because I thought tradition, like I've done with every other game. But unfortunately, it wasn't the case, and I paid the price for it. And even now, I still do. October was a month where I had to do new stuff and old stuff, like the third of the Ace Attorney trilogy, Trials and Tribulations. I decided that for the Trials and Tribulations, I would use a layout. You know, the thing with two screens and everything. It worked. It worked somewhat, but not as much. But whatever, I tried it. It worked well. People were happy with it. Meh, I'm okay with it. I really am. Not to mention, Azure Striker Gunvolt 2. Better than the first, especially since you have like two different characters to play. Copen and Gunvolt. And the fact that we're getting DLC for this game in January is enough to make me giddy. And yes, I will be covering the DLC for the game when it comes out. That is a fact. There's also Paper Mario Color Splash, and I know what you're thinking. Color Splash, using the stuff that's Sticker Star, but don't get me wrong. I mentioned this in my review for the game. Color Splash is way better than Sticker Star. A lot better. The gameplay is still the same, but it's still enjoyable nonetheless. The only thing I want is if Paper Mario can revert back to its roots, like with the original Paper Mario and the 1000-Year Door. If they can do that, that'll make me very happy. But like I said, Color Splash is a must-buy if you haven't gotten your hands on it. And it's pretty fun, it really is. November, I finished up Trials and Tribulations, and then I started doing new playthroughs like Mario Party Star Rush, which was a short one because I just wanted to show it off, and then Pokemon Sun. And I'll say right here, Pokemon Sun was a very successful playthrough. Very successful because I decided from start to finish to just have it be a playthrough, and that was it. Not to mention I added commentary on it. There were like a lot of hilarious good moments there. Like the time I struggled to catch a Wishy-Washy. It was just so bad. My reactions to me failing it was just nuts. It really is. I still need to finish it, but some of the bits there that were just mad good. I loved it. I really did. And when I look back on some of the videos now, it reminds myself of when I don't need to worry about YouTube and just have fun. And I did. And it sort of contributed to that. And I do like to thank Nintendo for giving me the opportunity to cover this game. I still gotta go through Pokemon Moon. And next month is going to be the National Dex update for Pokemon Sun and Moon, as well as the Pokemon Bank. Hopefully, we'll be able to transfer all our Pokemon from Gen 6 to Gen 7. I know people will still like Gen 6 and use it for whatever, but yeah, new generation means Wi-Fi battles may return. And I also did Final Fantasy 15. Now, I know what you're thinking. Final Fantasy 15? Yeah, I really, for what it's worth, I like it because I had to mix it between main story quests and side quests. I'm still continuing the game, and I'm hoping to get this finished at least at the start of the new year. So, yeah, it started off okay and then it went kind of downhill. Mostly because YouTube decided to screw everybody up. What can I say? YouTube screws everything up, and it's just a mess. An absolute, utter mess. I'll be talking about it for another day. Now comes the last month, December. December is where, like, I did, like, some games. I continued Final Fantasy 15. I had to put Pokemon Sun on the back burner because I already finished it and did some of the post-game. I still need to finish that, but that's going to be coming in 2017. I did Super Mario Maker for the 3DS, and I'm going to be honest with you. This game is fun, but it was a pain in the butt to record on the 3DS due to the crashing. And I had a lot of legitimate crashes that happened. 5, 6 crashes, because I was recording it on an original 3DS and not on a new 3DS XL. If I was using it on a new 3DS XL, I wouldn't be having these issues. But you can obviously tell from the edits and everything that it did happen. It was just horrendous. It was just horrendous because it forced me to have to fix everything, edit everything. It's a nightmare. It just is. I'm happy I'm able to finish it, and I don't have to worry about that. Now I can start playing on a new 3DS XL without any regrets. I also started doing the Shantae series with Shantae Half Genie Hero, to which, surprisingly enough, Shantae Half Genie Hero was a big hit. A lot of people loved it, and even now, people are enjoying my playthrough. And for what it's worth, it's a lot of fun. Way4 did an excellent job with the game. Really excellent. And it sort of convinced me to try out the other ones, which is why I'm doing Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. I still need to finish it. I'm going to finish it, hopefully, because it's a short playthrough, real short. But hopefully, once I get that done, maybe you guys might see me do Risky's Revenge. And then maybe the original Shantae. And then we can see for ourselves which of the 4 games is the best. I personally feel that Half Genie Hero is great, but the Pirate's Curse really topped it in my opinion. Now, to be fair, Half Genie Hero is going to have DLC, and when they come, I will be covering it. That is a fact, and when that happens, you guys are going to be the first to see it. So, yeah, that's not much for 2016 in retrospect. I did provide my feelings on everything that I've covered over the past year. There have been some good, there have been some bad, especially with what happened in April, but who cares? It doesn't really matter. I'm happy that I'm able to provide you guys good content, and to tell you the truth, someone on Reddit actually called my content mediocre. Does it really matter? Not really. But at least I enjoy what I do. Now comes what to look forward to in 2017. Now, here's what's going to happen in 2017. For those of you who are wondering, I am almost done with Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, as well as Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15, I'm at the final chapter, chapter 14. And I'm right now rendering the last of chapter 13, as well as the first part of 14. The final episode is going to be me finishing up 15, the main story, and then I'm going to be doing post-game, which is just going to be devoted to side quests, dungeons, etc. I don't know how it'll end, but once I finish the main game, that's it. Post-game for me all the way, and I can decide when I can do it. As well as Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, but thing is, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse is a short playthrough. Basically, it's going to run around 8 parts, and I'm going to have like an extra video where I devote it to like all boss battles. So, yeah, it's going to be nice. It is going to be nice, but what should I do after all that? Well, if anyone wants, I could do Shantae Risky's Revenge Director's Cut. Because, yeah, the Director's Cut already out on the PS4, and I bought that for like $250. The PSN was having a sale, and I gotten both this and the Pirate's Curse at a cheap price, and it was worth it. I need at least something, and yes, I am going to finish Pokemon Sun, the post-game, so look out for it, okay? Because I need at least something to prepare to hopefully, like, get things ready for when I do Gravity Rush 2, as well as Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. Now, let me explain. Gravity Rush 2 is going to be coming out on January 20th, 2017. Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final, or rather, it's going to be coming out in Japan first, like, in January 18th? Yeah, it's gonna come out in Australia and Europe on the 18th. Japan's gonna come out on the 19th. We don't get it until the 20th. And then 4 days later, Main Final Chapter Prologue's gonna come out. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be an insane month for January. And you guys know that 2017 marks the 15th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts. So y'all know what that means, right? Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 on PS4, and I will be covering everything in that in 1.5 and 2.5. So who knows? You guys want more Kingdom Hearts? You guys are gonna get it. And also, I may consider streaming on Twitch again. I have my account back, but I haven't streamed in more than a year. I did do some streams, like small streams, but they mostly consist of Overwatch. If you guys want me to be back on Twitch again, I may consider it. But this time I'm going to be a little more restrained. Because, yeah, after what happened when I got my Twitch account banned, I was pretty much an idiot. I should have known better. But this time around, I'm going to be a bit more mature. I'm actually going to be a bit more civilized and a bit more easy. And believe me, I think something really is up with Audacity for some reason. I don't know why, but it just is. It's just now becoming a bit of an issue. So, yeah, that will be pretty much it, what to look forward to in 2017. It's not much, but I have to at least prepare for something. And last but not least, personal feelings. 2016's been a rather horrible year. And I'm not talking about YouTube. I know that I've talked about YouTube enough that people kind of got fed up with it. People did kind of got fed up with it, so much so, in fact, that some people thought it was okay to troll. Now, to be fair, they had their reasons for it. I'm not mentioning names because there'd be no point. But the point is, yeah, I can't keep complaining about it because in the end, you have to accept it. But when the YouTube algorithm change happened, a lot of people were affected. Even myself. And I'm not just talking about a few people. I mean everyone. People were talking about it in videos, people were trying to raise awareness of it, and people had to find like different ways just to figure out what the heck you're supposed to do now. I'm trying to figure out ways. I'm trying to keep my channel alive. And even though my channel isn't what it used to be before the termination and everything, well, don't worry. I'm gonna be rising from the ashes, just like how a phoenix rises. Get it? Phoenix, right? Yeah, you pretty much get the idea, right? But besides that, there have been a lot of deaths. A lot of well-known celebrities passed on this year. Whether it be in movies like Alan Rickman or music like the ever-awesome legendary David Bowie. I don't want to make a JoJo reference, but the heck with it. Yoshikage Kira. And I'm not saying anything bad, it's just that he's based off David Bowie, a very well-known musician. And the passings just kept on going and going. It was too much. It was too much, and a lot of people just wanted to say, screw 2016. Screw 2016 to heck. And I'm happy this is the last day of the year, because I can just tell 2016 that they can shove it. Because we don't want to deal with 2016 ever again. That is a fact. Oy vey. But yeah, and most recently, you guys already know that, yeah, Carrie Fisher recently passed away. The actress who played Princess Leia in Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. And if you thought that was bad, her mother, Debbie Reynolds, passed away a day later. She was massively distraught over her passing. Can we blame her? Nope, I can't. And there was also a tragedy on my family side. I never talk about my personal life, but my grandfather passed away 2 months ago, and even now we're still reeling over his loss. He may be gone, but we'll never forget him. We won't. None of us will. But then my family will. Besides, I've known him all my life. And on a personal level, I feel that hopefully things can get better. Hopefully 2017 can be a better year. But there were some good things about it. You guys know I already started a Patreon. Remember, the Patreon's optional. I also made a VidMe account because when I realized that YouTube was not the audience I needed, I decided to start uploading on VidMe as well. The VidMe link is in the description below, which I will be posting there. I posted some stuff there, and I've also posted playthroughs that you not only see on YouTube, but on VidMe as well. Like Shantae Half Genie Hero and Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. All of it is there. I started also doing like Azure Striker Gunvolt 2 because, yeah, I love Gunvolt a lot. What do you expect? But I will be posting more stuff there like Kingdom Hearts, Gravity Rush 2, you name it. Anything that I start on YouTube will also be uploaded on VidMe as well. And I've attracted quite a following. I already have like 26 followers on VidMe. At least that's a start. That's a start, but I'm hoping to get better at it. Hey, who knows? I gotta at least do my best. So, I don't have much else to say. The only thing I can say is that I have hope for the future, for 2017. Because 2016 was bad, I only hope that 2017 can be better. It doesn't really help that we have a butthead for a president. And yes, I keep saying butthead because I have to make the usual Back to the Future Part 2 joke. For anyone who knows that, you could figure that out. And you guys know I made that sort of thing in Pokemon Sun as well. Yeah, but I'd rather replace that with Dick Gumshoe from the Ace Attorney series. That would make perfect sense. It would really make perfect sense on me, trust me. So bottom line, 2016 was bad. It was bad for everybody, bad for YouTube, bad for real life. And I'm happy we can finally wash it away, wipe it away for good. Because the only thing that matters now is 2017 being a much better year. But the only way we can make 2017 better is if we do something about it. And I'm not just talking about YouTube, I'm talking about real life. I'm talking about us making a difference. I don't have any meaningful things to say because I tried to find it, but it didn't work. But hey, I at least tried. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this year-long end-of-the-year update. I apologize if this was very long. It really was, because I don't have much else to say. I have to get this ready on time for New Year's Eve, and I also got to make sure I have everything else ready for when the new year begins. So, I would like to thank each and every one of you who have been with me this past year through all the good, through all the bad, especially the bad and the in-between. And I'm hoping that this year can be better. Speaking of which, I would like to thank everyone for helping us reach 28,000 subscribers on YouTube. It was not an easy thing, but I'm hoping that things can get better for this channel. I really am hoping, because I want us to at least reach 30,000 in 2017. I am hopeful for the future, and that to me is what I wish for, more than anything. If you enjoyed this video, I ask one thing. Please be sure to hit the like button. I say it every time at the end of every video, and I always say it here. It really does mean a lot to me. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. And if you're watching this also on VidMe, yeah, show support. It really does help. Alright, that's pretty much it. I'd like to wish everyone a happy and safe new year, and hoping that 2017 is a better year. Not just for me, but for everyone. Doesn't matter who, for everyone. This is Mega Man NG signing off. Peace out. I will see you all in 2017. Ciao.